Hey everyone. So, for those of you here with me live today, welcome back. And once again, Amber is going to be like, hey, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Making sure my audio is working. I'm never going to lose that insecurity, guys. Can you hear me? Okay, according to the little green light on my mic, you can hear me. So, today I am going to be working on putting the Pellon onto the t-shirt quilts that I cut a couple of weeks ago. I'm sorry, the t-shirts that I cut a couple of weeks ago. So that's what I'm doing. Oh, can't hear me. Can you hear me now? Yay. All right. Okay, so to recap what I said in the first 4 minutes is welcome. This is Hazel, my long arm. So I'm in a new room today. Because of what I'm doing, I needed a little bit more space. So this room used to be my husband's man cave, and I kicked him out and said, yeah, no, I need that room. Hey, William, welcome, welcome, welcome. So this is Hazel, my long arm. It's a Innova Classic 26 inch, 24, 26, huge, and 12 foot, 11 foot frame. So I can do up to king size quilts on her. She is named Hazel after my grandmother who taught me how to quilt. So that's why she has a name. And I love her very much. I have had her for 10 months now. I guess it'll be a year in April or March that she was delivered. I did buy her used. Love the Innova, solid, not beautiful, but solid. So that's Hazel. I have all of the shirts that I quilted. Um, I keep saying that I cut a few weeks ago. And so today I'm going to put some Pellon on the back of them. That's why I'm in this room. So I'll switch over. I do have a second camera today, and so far so good. It's working just fine. Hello everyone. Hello everyone. So happy that you're here. So this is actually a brand new, I think last week I was telling somebody that I buy Pellon in a 60-inch wide. So this is, I haven't even opened it yet, a brand new pack of Pellon SF101. Uh, that's funny, you can't name it. This is the only one that has a name. The funny part about it is that my grandmother did everything by hand and would never have approved of such a machine. So it's kind of out of irony that I named her my long arm after my grandmother. If she used like a crock pot, she thought she was cheating. Oh, sorry about that. If she used a crock pot, she thought she was cheating. So the fact that I'm using a long arm quilting machine to quilt all of my stuff is just kind of ironic. So that's kind of why she's Hazel. Um, yeah. And actually, if you've seen my video about does she have ink that I stole from, who did I steal that video from? Does your machine have ink? It was, now I'm just completely drawing a blank. It wasn't Melanie, was it? It was somebody, was it Sean? So yeah, my machine has ink and I put a little video up for that, but also my long arm has ink on it, but it's on the other side, so you can't really see it. Yes, so Sean, my machine and my long arm both have ink. So what are you guys doing today? Oh, you saw the video? Yeah. I kind of like my ink. So this also, I'm pointing with the cursor as if you guys can see that. But this alligator is the free gift if you join the quilted summit. I'm giving away a free pattern, and it's the pattern for that quilt, which is Allie the Gator. So now I'm going to turn on my workspace. So this is, I did go out of get in my storage the heat press. It's not plugged in yet because I don't know if I'll get that far. First I have to cut the Pellon. Yes, that's Allie the Gator. You guys are just supposed to know. Y'all know what I just did without even thinking about it? I forgot that I got this thing working. I was thinking that I was on it and that I had it on and you weren't and I wasn't using it. I am telling you. I thought it was muted and I wasn't using it and I was using it. I turned it off intentionally. So guys, I so appreciate you. I'm gonna be on like episode number 78 and everything is gonna go well finally. How many episodes does it take for Amber to get her stuff together? So what I do is I pre-cut, I don't know how much of that you heard me saying, but I pre-cut the SF101 into like basically 15-inch blocks. And and then from there I usually cut it down. Um so first of all, how was your weekend? I know it's the silent quilting technique. Y'all know I love the sound of my voice way too much to be silent. Which reminded me of something I did this weekend. I know it's Wednesday, but did you guys have a good weekend? I think I told y'all what I was up to this weekend. Um, I can't remember. And so this is not exact. Um, Basically, I just put that in there and go, uh, and then I cut. And this one slides like with a decent pair of scissors. I can just like glide through like that. Um, okay, if nobody wants to tell me what they did this weekend, you don't remember. I'll tell you what I did this weekend, which was so much fun. I um, what did I do? I was the MC at a Mardi Gras ball. So about 700 people, and I was standing up in front of all of them and making dad jokes and doing my thing. And I think I might be addicted. Just throwing that out there. I had so much fun. Has anybody ever done anything like that? Sewed some blocks. 99 blocks. Oh my God. Of the same block. That I just had a flashback from when I did 500 flying geese, like the hard way. I didn't even do it the right way. If I had to redo it, I would certainly do it a little bit differently. I think I did this differently last time. I don't know why. I don't remember doing it like this. Um, no live, never MC. Well, this is like my new addiction. I can tell you now because it was so much fun. I told them they were going to have to steal the microphone away from me because I was just going to never give it back. At the end of the night, they took it, the microphone. So this is 60 inches. I should be able to get four 15-inch squares from it. Somebody check my math. Is that right? 15 plus 15 is 30. Times 2 is 60. Oh, yeah. I absolutely think William would be amazing at that. I told the sound guy was like, "You did a really good job. That like for your first time, that was awesome." I said, "Look, if somebody needs a cheap MC for a function, they can't. I'll even do it for free. Like this was so much fun." The good news though, the good part about it though, is that I had the script for a while, and so I was able to practice it. Plus, also it was a group of mostly people that I knew. Hey, Judy, Judy, I didn't forget. Judy's gonna be live with me one day. I should have invited you today, but I didn't think about it until it was too late. I didn't give you enough time to prep for it. Maybe next week. What you doing next Wednesday, Judy? Judy, Judy. Um, so yeah, so I had a blast. We didn't have too much fun. We had an appropriate amount of fun. I know we've talked about Mardi Gras for now. I'm having to count 2, 4, 6, 8. I actually have 2 quilts to do, so I'm gonna cut probably 40 squares. I'm cutting Pellon for the t-shirt quilt that I've been working on. I just got a new roll of, it's 60 inches wide by 10 yards. And so I am just cutting. Actually, I'm cutting 15-inch squares because I know that is the biggest block that I will put in a quilt. And so I cut the squares, put them on the shirts, and then cut the shirt to the exact size that I need. This quilt I went on in 5 minutes from now. I know on Wednesdays I'm here. That's about it. I worked this morning, got everything taken care of, saw my patients, so cute. One of them was sassy today. We were talking about her husband, who's deceased, and I said, "Do you miss him?" She said, "Well, that's a stupid question." I said, "Is." I said, "Some people tell me yes, and some people tell me no." I said, "I have to ask." I said, "I know I would miss my husband if he were to pass away, but not everybody feels that way." Um, for the record, she does miss her husband. It was very sweet. So I'm thinking about doing a I contacted a local quilt. I'm buying the interfacing, Judy, from what do you call that place? Amazon. And I'm gonna put a link in the description. I have the link for the 60-inch wide, the bolt of 20, and also there's also, you can buy it by the yard. So I'll put all 3 of those links in the description. And just full disclosure, it is an affiliate link, so I do get a small percentage of those sales. Um, just letting you guys know. And all I'm doing here is just measuring out 15 inches and then cutting roughly. But I used to buy this Pellon from Joann, but you could only get it by the bolt, and I would have to buy like 3 or 4 bolts at a time. And oh, is your mom's husband passed away, Judy? Uh, you can only buy it by the bolt, and I was buying I would literally buy 3 bolts at a time, and I was buying it a lot. And I wanted to do these bigger, like, collage quilts, and I needed bigger pieces. And so I was like, surely somebody sells it more than what Joann offers. And so I was able to find it. Um, Speaking of Joann, I'm anxious to see what happens coming up. I know we talked about it last week. Oh, he's down the road at the bar. One time I asked a lady if she missed her husband. I asked her if she was divorced, widowed, single, And she said she was widowed. And I said, well, do you miss him? And she said, no, like it was a ridiculous question. And I was like, well, I said, okay. I said, was he not a good husband? And she said, no, that's why I divorced the bastard. I love my job. Okay, sorry for the scrunchy. So the other thing that this who else uses SF101? Anybody? It says that when you iron it down, you're supposed to wet it. I find that when I wet it, it gucks up the iron. And really, when you're doing it, like for me, for t-shirt quilts, what you need it for is just long enough to sew it together. After that, obviously you want it to still stick because you don't want it to separate. But once you get it together, I think it's not as important, and especially once it's quilted. Yeah, I don't wet it. It cooks up the iron, and it to me like you can get everything you need without wetting it. Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So I called my local t-shirt quilt, my local quilt shop, and I want to start teaching there, and they were all excited. So we talked about what I would teach, and I said I wanted to teach a oh yeah, like that's my heat press right there underneath. In fact, I should probably turn it on. I didn't think I was gonna get that far today. Um, and I want to teach a class on making t-shirt quilts because I don't necessarily want to make t-shirt quilts. But lots of people have t-shirts that they want to put in a quilt. And so if I teach people how to make their own, then I can just quilt them. Me and Hazel can, make new friends that way instead of making and quilting all the quilts. I had another local quilter that was like, send them to me, I'll make them. Um, wanting the business, but my mom still makes them. So, if I get someone contacted me wanting to make the t-shirt quilts, my mom will be able to do them. Oh, yeah, dementia, y'all, it's hard. I've had some personal experience and then work in hospice, obviously. That's most of my patients. But I just absolutely love them. Some are so sweet. Another one, I get there and we read ghost stories together. Obviously, she's still fairly good cognitively. She's not too. Oh, actually, you know what? This lady that I'm thinking of has Parkinson's, which is also horrible. Um, so yeah, I see a lot of that. So here's my trusty heat press that's not plugged in. The other thing that I'm loving right now is that I'm standing up instead of sitting to talk to you guys. Oh, it's probably making y'all dizzy. I'm walking around, but maybe y'all are just listening and not paying attention to what I'm saying. I am ill prepared yet again. Welcome to my crazy world. So Miss Cameron Castile is joining us. I was like, who's my husband's name is doing? Hi, Cameron. That's our youngest daughter. She's the nurse. Everybody say hi, Cameron. Now, Cameron's sister is the crafty one, and I actually was gonna see if she wanted to be on the live today because she just recently started quilting, and for Christmas, she's the one that I gave all of the quilting equipment to. So Hey, Dwayne. He's napping, Cameron. Yeah, so now I need a oh yeah. Cameron's got her sorority stuff for me too. But I'm like two sorority quilts behind. I have the one I'm making now. I have one for my sweet cousin Kennedy that I've already cut the shirts. I need to put them together. And then I have Cameron's. So that's three sorority shirts, sorority quilts. So much stuff. I like t-shirts, not the thick stuff. So one of the things, the problems when you're making t-shirt quilts and especially these sorority quilts, you can see this is so cute. It has all the princesses, the Disney princesses, but it all has really thick backing. So obviously I'm not going to put more backing on this one. I may do this one on a like on the back as an applique or something. Not sure. So because I don't have the other shirts with me and I don't exactly know where they are, I think I know where they are. I'm just going to cut more Pellon. Let's see how many pieces do I have. Two, three. So I have 20. So that's about half of what I need. So I'm good. I can cut 20 more. And I'm pretty sure that Cameron has been texting in the family group that that I'm on live right now. Maybe she'll get her sister to come join us too. It'll be like a family thing. And so Cameron didn't get to see me do my MC thing this weekend, but I'm pretty sure her dad has a video telling y'all I was amazing. I wasn't even really nervous, which surprises me. I thought for sure I was going to get nervous, but with all the lights off in front of you, you really can't see what's going on. So that was good. And the hurricane quilt, I have not worked on it since last week, but I think I've made a decision on the back what I'm going to do. I'm going to do kind of like an ombre in brown and gray to make it look more like, I don't know, a forest tree kind of scene. Like a tree with moss is where the gray is coming in. So hopefully I will be working on that next week, or I will have a quilt on the long arm is another possibility. I have someone bringing me a quilt this week, this weekend maybe. I don't think she's finished it yet to put on the long arm. I may do that this weekend. We'll see. Hello, hello. Looks like we got a new person here. Who are you? I am cutting Pellon to put on the back of a t-shirt quilt. And we have a few other people hanging out with us. Nobody sounded like they had big plans last weekend. Any big plans this weekend? I do not have big plans for this weekend. It's one of the last weekends where I don't have anything before Mardi Gras is coming. I think next weekend, no, in 2 weeks, I'm getting together with all of my cousins, and for Mardi Gras here in Louisiana, they lots of people wear Mardi Gras pants. They have lots of fringes. Maybe I'll if I think about it next week, we'll show you guys a picture. But we're going to be making Mardi Gras pants with fringes at my house in 2 weeks. And basically, you buy scrubs and put fringes all over them. And so that's going to be really fun. Looking forward to that. I have tons and tons of cousins, and we're fairly close. These are cousins on my dad's side that I'm more closer to than the other side, but also on that side. I think I have a grand total of over 50 first cousins on my mom and my dad's side. My mom had seven siblings, 8 kids total, children, and my dad had 7, or one had 7, the other had 8. And so lots and lots of first cousins. A couple of them super, super close to their children, think I'm their aunt. One of their grandkids. Your husband bought the quilting cards for you? I really wanted to do postcards, those quilted postcards, like to sell, and I just never got around to it. Do you have a tutorial on making them? I know there's tons of them online. We had some people at our quilting guild did a lesson on how to make them, and I just never did. Like, to me, it's kind of tedious. I like big stuff. But I think they would sell really well. Like, if we do a festival every October that's like a huge local festival. I think they would sell well. I think I could put Allie the Gator on them. Use my Cricut to cut. That might be fun. I like to see how they do. Maybe I'll get Cameron to come hang out with me one Wednesday and do the live so I can teach her how to do the quilts, the t-shirt quilts. That way I don't have to make her, she can do it herself. If y'all knew her, y'all would know how funny that is. She's not the crafty one. I think she does do crafty stuff. Her mom is pretty crafty. Um, but that's not her thing. I am just not cutting these too crooked, too straight, but it's okay. All right, and I think I'm good with these. So this apparently takes a lot of concentration. I'm not nearly as social today, I feel like, as I have been on other weeks. But I have all of my Pellon cut, and that took, what, 36 minutes to cut the Pellon for 2 quilts, 15-inch squares. Again, love buying it by the bolt, like completely much better to do it that way. Okay. So done similar sewing and quilting on large sheets and then cutting them up. Still cutting yours? A work call. Oh yeah, I can totally repeat everything. Well, it was actually on mute anyway, so no, I basically was cutting. I was just saying I wasn't nearly as social today as I usually am. The cutting took my all of my attention. But my youngest daughter, the nurse Cameron, did stop by to say hi. Don't know if she's still with us or not, but that was lovely. I'm sure I've been getting some pings on my phone. She's probably in the family group chat text. I'd like to have my oldest stepdaughter come on. Kelsey, she is an artist. She sells, she's a graphic designer, does fabric and fun stuff like that. She's got a YouTube channel, Jolo. I think it's Jolou, Jolo, Jolu, something like that. And yeah, she's doing really well actually. She's monetized and doing all that fun stuff. I'm just kind of having fun with it for now. Um, what do I do with t-shirts? Is use them for making mugs on the peg loom. Oh yeah, and t-shirt quilt. I'm just not sure about doing yet. Yeah, I t-shirt quilt, like I can whip them up pretty quick because I've done so many of them, but and I don't like them. I don't dislike making them as much as I did previously now because I've just done so many. And I actually go in and kind of measure the shirts and see how many big prints I have and how many just like maybe the small print on the front versus like something huge. And so I go into Adobe Illustrator and I create blocks based on how many quilts I have. And I just throw them up to see how they're all going to fit. And I make the quilts based on that. And I've done that for the past probably like 4 or 5 quilts. At first, it took me like hours on Adobe just kind of playing around. Now I've gotten pretty good at it, and I'm much better with Adobe Illustrator than I was before. So I can create the quilt, print it out. I know which shirt goes where in the picture, and I can get it together pretty good. Um, I've done that for this quilt, and I may print out, depending on where I am next weekend, may print out the like the layout, the map, if you will, on for the quilt as I put it together. And I think I'm definitely going to make a video, a regular YouTube video on this quilt. And so I will maybe be more technical. I don't know if that's something that people want, or just kind of telling the story of the quilt, maybe mixing it up into a little bit of both. Oh yeah, your husband's gonna miss his shirts for sure. When my husband still wears shirts from like 2016. I'm like, it's time to let those shirts go. I could never use them in a quilt because he's worn them so much, they're so thin that they'd have it would just be the Pellon. It'd be the ink on top of Pellon. So yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think? For those of you who quilt and watch YouTube, obviously I watch YouTube as well. Um, I started my channel because I wanted to say like these are the stories of the quilts that I'm making, like start to finish. Um, and then it kind of got where I wasn't quite sure where I was going with a lot of it. And so now I'm like, do I do more instructional videos? Oh, look, I just turned my light on. Do I do more instructional videos or do I do videos just telling stories? I don't know. It's always like trying to find that balance and what people want to see, what they would find useful. Yeah, I used to use the backs of the shirts. Whenever I would cut the top part of the shirt, I would take the back and I have like a huge pile of old t-shirts that I would use like just to do whatever around the house, kind of using them for rags. Then I started using the front part of the shirt to make the borders and to make like different little pieces inside the quilt. And I really like doing that. So I use pretty much all of every piece of the quilt now when I make t-shirt quilts. Yeah. So this was fun, guys. I know I'm gonna cut it kind of short today because I was well, because one, I thought I had the bag of shirts that I could work with, but then it was actually the bag of scraps. So like this bag that I brought with me to that I thought were the shirts are all of the backs. So none of them have um all of just the pieces. The other thing that I actually use is the sleeves. Um so this is like just a sleeve. Y'all, that's a lot of fabric. So I can get like pieces out of that and I make all kind of stuff. And then I think I've said before, like I like to make tote bags. With whatever I have left over. I think this quilt that I'm working on right now, I'm going to have a lot of leftovers because she has so many t-shirts. Sometimes I have more than others, but yeah. So we're at 43 minutes. You guys have been awesome today. And I am definitely going to do what makes me happy. But also I want people to get something out of what I'm watching and or what I'm making. So what they're watching, what I'm making, all the things. Anyway, y'all have a great week. Peace out. Thanks. Thanks for watching.